I'm Howard Holmes, President CEO of Chelsea Milling Company. There certainly has been an incredible amount of modernization across our entire campus, right? Not just on the packaging floor. It's scary. You depend on your legacy manufacturing equipment for 95 plus years, and we encountered the reality of if we want to take the steps forward that we know we're capable of taking, we have to modernize our equipment. And so it forced us to be very particular with what we wanted to do, because keeping that packaging as consistent and iconic as it has been isn't as simple as just, going and partnering with anybody. You got to find the right partners, right? Spee-Dee was an easy choice for us. Keeping that blue and white box, that 8.5 ounce box, was something that our consumers in a way require, right? That's what they go shop for, that's what they depend on. And so finding equipment that accommodates our needs, but also allows us to be consistent from a branding and packaging standpoint was critical. And it took us some time. It took us almost 4 years. And so it again, I go back to the quality of the folks that we have here in our organization. We did it, I think, in a very, very meticulous way that allowed us to always meet demand, while also implementing new technology that gave us new capacity, gave us more flexibility. It reduced waste, it increased efficiency, and so certainly on all fronts was a great decision.
My name is Justin Hubbard. I'm a senior project engineer here at Chelsea Milling Company. I primarily work on strategic projects for the long-term growth of the company. So the old version of packaging here was done on what's called a DPM machine. A paper liner is wrapped around a mandrel, and then a carton is wrapped around the paper liner. Those boxes are kicked off onto a packaging line, flow through into a pneumatic filler. This is what we needed to recreate, although the materials and the equipment's was significantly different. The relationship that we have with Spee-Dee started probably around 15 years ago as we started exploring the food service business and getting into the 5-pound bags. It was a new adventure for us as a company, being a family-owned company. Somewhat locally over near Milwaukee was a huge benefit for us to go and check out, as well as complete extensive on-site testing in their lab. So we made more than a few trips over there with cases and sacks of mix and all kinds of different tooling ideas to test out equipment ahead of time, so that we really knew what type of results we were going to get. Jiffy mix is a very unique powder. It presents a lot of challenges in how it can compress and how it can change density inside of packaging equipment. So the temperature, humidity, all of those things, play a part in it, and we needed to find a solution that didn't just work on the good days. There's two different kinds of agitators inside of our Spee-Dee fillers. A slow speed agitator that just moves the product around the hopper and makes sure that the sidewalls don't just get built up and mixed. And then a high speed agitator that's physically attached to the shaft of the auger that's filling every pouch. What we found through testing with Spee-Dee is that both of those were absolutely necessary for the operation of our mix. If I were to give a single deciding factor from a Spee-Dee equipment standpoint that stood above, any of the other competitors, it would be the split hopper. The access that we gained through being able to open up that entire assembly and wipe it out and clean it on a changeover is just incredible, honestly. We had other systems where you didn't have that access and had to drop the entire hopper down in order to just take a peek at it, and it was incredibly cumbersome. So that was a number one design attribute that we wanted to move forward with. When we were making the decision to move forward with a checkweigher company, we had decided on moving forward with Spee-Dee for a filling application. In that respect, it made the checkweighers much more attractive to have a single sourced vendor that could provide not only the filling, but also the checkweighing application to integrate directly into that same equipment, and provide feedback for making weight adjustments on the fly.
If you look at a linear foot or a linear yard on our manufacturing floor, we're now doing a substantial amount more output in that same linear yard than we were with our legacy equipment, right? And from a manufacturing standpoint, you're always hunting for more from less. And so to find partners that were able to deliver that type of consistency, accountability from a deliverable standpoint on our floor was exciting.
Going through that process with the team that we have and seeing it all on paper and watching it come to life into what you see today with blue lights abound and little blue boxes going out the door is just an incredibly rewarding picture. It's been awesome to work with people that join in that journey with you and get it to the end goal.